Hello and welcome to this channel. I hope you all are doing good. This session is regarding the current affairs for 30th July. Let's start the session. So let's see what historic happened on this day. 30th July 1882, Satyendranath Bose hailed from Midnapur, born on 30th July. Satyendranath Bose played an active role in the nationalist movement in Bengal that protested against British establishment. He was held in Alipur Jail Hospital as an under trial in Alipur bomb case. He shot dead the Crown witness Narendranath Goswami. So what is the complete story behind that? Let's get to know. So the incident dates back to 1908 and is famously known as the Alipur bomb case. A failed attempt to assassinate Magistrate Douglas Kingsford resulted in the authorities arresting more than 20 suspects, including Aurobindo. The British wanted to hang Aurobindo for his involvement, but lacked evidence. In the course of their detention and trial, one of the protesters who was arrested, Narendra Goswami, turned approver in exchange for a full pardon. Goswami, in his testimony, incriminated Aurobindo and his team of agitators. Satyendranath and Kanilal, who had evaded arrest, took matters into their own hands. They tracked Goswami, who had been isolated by the authorities. They expressed a desire to join hands with him and also became approver. This statement lured Goswami to meet them. On 31st August 1908, in the encounter that ensued, Satyendranath and Kanilal took out their previously smuggled in revolvers and shot Goswami. A bullet from one of their revolvers ultimately brought about Goswami's end. Justice was then served by eliminating the traitor. The motive behind killing Goswami was more than just taking revenge. The law stipulated that a testimony in the magistrate's court could only be admitted as proof in the session courts once the defense had exercised its right to cross-examine the witness. By assassinating Goswami, the potentially incriminating evidence provided by which was rendered inadmissible in court, and hence the legal threat posed to Aurobindo and other revolutionaries was rescinded. So this was all a story that how Satyendranath shot Narendranath Goswami. So just 2 days after the Muzaffarpur bomb attack aimed at killing Kingsford, the police raided and arrested a number of revolutionaries in Bengal on 2nd May 1908, including Bose. Next news we have about India's tiger population. So India's tiger population increased to 3,682 in 2022. India's tigers are largely concentrated in 53 dedicated tiger reserves spread across 75,796 square kilometers, spanning about 2.3% of India's total land area. The reserves with the maximum number of tigers were at the Corbett National Park, that is in Uttarakhand, which reported 260 animals, followed by Bandipur and Nagarhole, both in Karnataka. So due to good conservation practices such as ensuring enough prey is available for tiger is one of the reason for soaring population of tigers. Right. Next news we have about Forest Conservation Amendment Bill, that is FCA 2023. So what are the aims and objective of this act? It is an act to provide conservation of forest, check indiscriminate deforestation and diversion of forest land. So let's get to know about the FCA Bill 2023. What are the issues being addressed? So to signify the importance of Act of Management of Forest, ecological stability and economic aspiration of the country. Next we have the amendment proposed. So the applicability of this act to the such land that has been declared or notified as forest under Indian Forest Act 1927. So to make the provisions of act relevant with dynamic changes in ecological, social and environmental regime. To achieve the national target of net zero emission by 2070 and maintain or enhancing the forest carbon stock. Right. Next we have to carry forward the country's rich traditions of preserving forest and their biodiversity. It's necessary to enhance forest-based benefits, including improvements of livelihoods for forest-independent communities. Issues such as climate change, carbon neutrality, etc., call for more efficient management of our forest resources. Productivity and flow of ecosystem goods and services from forests needs to be enhanced besides catering to the economic aspirations of the country. So finally, we can say to make the provision of the Act more relevant to the present scenario and inclusive. Right. Next, we have power to issue directions to ensure proper implementation of the provision of the Act, provision for enabling the central government to issue directions. Right. Next news we have regarding dengue. So, threat of dengue fever escalates globally. Dengue cases have soared in India due to heavy rains and inadequate control measures. So, outbreak in 2023. Since the beginning of 2023, several regions in America have witnessed significant dengue outbreak, reporting over 2 million cases till July, with Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia having recorded the highest number of cases this year. Right. So let's see what are the key facts about dengue. So dengue is a viral infection caused by the dengue virus transmitted to humans through the bite of infected mosquitoes. About half of the world population is now at risk of dengue with an estimated 100 to 400 million infections occurring each year. Dengue is found in tropical and subtropical climates worldwide, mostly in urban and semi-urban areas. Prevention and control of dengue depends on vector control. There is no specific treatment for dengue or severe dengue, and early detection and access to proper medical care greatly lowers fatality rates of severe dengue. What are the symptoms? So most people with dengue have mild or no symptoms and will get better in 1 to 2 weeks. Rarely dengue can be severe and lead to death. If symptoms occurs, they usually begin 4 to 10 days after infection and last for 2 to 7 days. So symptoms may include high fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain, vomiting and rashes. Right. Next we have transmission. So how transmission takes place here. So transmission through the mosquito bite. The virus is transmitted to human through the bites of infected female mosquitoes primarily. Next is human to mosquito transmission. Mosquitoes can become infected by people who are with uh, with with dengue virus. This can be someone who has a symptomatic dengue infection, someone who is yet to have a symptomatic infection. Right. And next we have maternal transmission. There is evidence of the possibility of maternal transmission from a pregnant mother to her baby. When a mother does have a DNV infection when she is pregnant, babies may suffer from preterm birth, low birth weight, and fetal distress. Right. So this was all about for today's current affairs. Thank you. Stay tuned.